Alright, so you guys know how I had this 9 cubicle organizer thing? Well, I've still got it. You know, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, so on. However, I got tired of my boxes being crammed down under there. They're all under there. There's so many boxes. So I bought this. It's a 5 cubicle organizer. These are smaller than your traditional organizer, but that's okay because I didn't want these types of things for them anyways. But this should help out with my boxes situation. Hopefully. So, I'm gonna get my boxes moved over. Ella is right now eating some cheese balls. Because let me tell you what, it has been a rough day. She woke me up this morning at 7:45-ish. My alarm is set for 8 o'clock to get up to take her to school. She came in asking for this necklace and bracelet set that she didn't know where I put. And I tried to tell her for 10 minutes where it was. Go check your desk. It's in your desk. It's in the small desk drawer. She's like, no, it's not there. I looked before I came in. No, you didn't, shorty, because that's where it is, because that's where I put it last night. So I get up out of bed. I go and get her. Hey. Inside voice. I go and I get her the necklace and stuff that she was asking for. She then gets back up in bed. I go into the bathroom to go pee, obviously, get dressed and everything before I go and get her dressed ready for school. And all I hear is, Mommy, 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 Mommy. So I finish peeing. I go in to check on her after I like wash my hands and everything. And I'm like, what's the issue? She's like, Mommy, I can't sleep with my light on. I was like, good, because you're not going back to sleep. But I'm tired. Then you shouldn't have woken up demanding to know where this necklace was, and you could have gotten another 15 minutes of sleep. 15 minutes doesn't seem like a lot, but 15 minutes is actually a pretty good amount of sleep when you don't sleep very well at night, which I haven't been. So she lays down. I told her, I said, I'll be back in. I'm going to go in and get dressed. I slide on my pants, put on my bra and a tank top, and throw on a hoodie. And I'm ready. And she was being a brat. So I'm in her room by, I think it was like 8 o'clock by the time that I'm in there to get her up and ready. And I have really bad circulation in my hands at night when I'm sleeping. So if I sleep on one side for too long, my entire hand and wrist and everything, and my fingers especially, will go numb. If I sit there and hold my phone for too long, my hand will go numb. So I get woken up multiple times throughout the night, and I think it's a lot to do with like some carpal tunnel issues, but I get woken up multiple times throughout the night because my hand feels like I'm being stabbed with a bunch of little pins and needles and knives, and so I have to roll over, and then generally that makes me start to snore because I shifted. And I mean, I snore before, don't get me wrong, but this time, you know, now I'm facing Tim. Tim wakes me up, hey, you're snoring, so I have to roll back over, and my hand goes right back to sleep, and it wakes me up not even 5 minutes later. So it's a very, what?
I can't make my tablet loud.
Okay, so bring it here and I will help. Oh, God. She's crying because she can't get her tablet charged or loud enough. Okay. Anyways, it's been one thing after another ever since she woke up this morning with her, like. Anyways, so, like, I don't sleep very well right now. And I get up at 8 a.m. I'm up until probably 10 o'clock. You know, I get up at 8. We leave the house at like 8:30ish. And then I take her to school. I get home around 9:30, 10 o'clock, depending if I stop anywhere, get breakfast or whatever. Me and Tim will wake up. He'll spend like 10, 15, 20 minutes with me. And then we'll both lay back down and I'll go back to sleep for a little bit. I'm just so tired all the time right now. And then I wake up around noon, 1 o'clock. So I get another 2 to 3 hours-ish of sleep a night. Or, you know, in the afternoon-ish, you know, the morning. And then I go and get her from school. I leave here at 2:15. Get her, stuff like that. So then I come home. But today, her teacher pulled me off to the side when I was picking her up, handed me her wet clothes in a Ziploc bag, told me that she was playing in the toilet water while changing her pull-up today, instead of just doing what she needed to do. She decided to get into the toilet water. But anyways, back to this morning. She decided today, of all days, she wanted on a hair, which is the French braids down the sides. Yep, 2 French braids. And this morning, when she woke me up, my hand was so asleep, I couldn't even, like, function with it. So today, of course, she wanted on a braids, and if she didn't get her on a braids, she was going to have a complete and colossal meltdown. So I did my best, but I told her we cannot do on a braids anymore before school, because my hands don't cooperate with me first thing in the morning. So, but anyways, after school, we came home. We were playing around, having a good time. And then I told her I was going to take a break because I was feeling nauseous and I wanted to get this built before her dad left. This way I had time to get it done without having her constantly up my butt about what I was doing. My sinuses are so messed up today because of all the autumn leaves and everything falling, and they were leaf blowing, and plus Tim was mowing last night, so everything's just kind of in an uproar today. But anyways, I no sooner get the shelf built, I come over here to clean off the top of my 9 cubicle organizer. And she said, it's like right there. Okay, guess what? Anyway, she starts putting her toys in it, said she wanted to fill it with her toys. I said, honey, that's not for your toys, that's for mommy's boxes for shipping. And she got mad about that and had a meltdown for like 5 minutes about that. So I took her out and showed her that I got her a nail polish from Dollar Tree that matches the blue on her dress for Cinderella costume for Halloween. Told her we would do our nails later, after I got done putting my boxes in here and organizing and getting everything that I wanted to get done, that we would do her nails, because she has a trick-or-treating tomorrow at her therapy. So she's going to get to go trick-or-treating tomorrow, and then we're going to go out this weekend. I'm hoping we'll go out Saturday or Sunday, if we can find somewhere around here that does trick-or-treating on Saturday or Sunday. Because obviously, this year it's Halloween. It's on Monday. And she has school on Monday. So Monday is not a good day for her to go trick-or-treating. Tim's like, well, if anything, we'll just pick her up from school, get her dressed, and go trick-or-treating. I'm like, you understand how rough that's going to be? Not only is she going to be up from 8 a.m. at school, she's always tired after school, let alone to go walking around, go trick-or-treating, and then to drive home to try to keep her awake. It would not be possible. She would fall asleep. she would sleep until we got home, and then she would be grumpy when we got home, and then she would not sleep tomorrow night, or, you know, Monday night. She doesn't have school tomorrow, which I was hoping that they wouldn't have school on Monday. I was hoping that they would have school tomorrow on the 28th, but not on the 31st. But for some reason, they have school off on the 28th, but school on Monday. So, plus, Monday is supposed to rain. Saturday and Sunday is supposed to be relatively nice, and I really don't want to be freezing in my costume. So, yeah, we're going to have to get that all figured out. But yeah, so I'm going to get these boxes put in here, get them organized. Hopefully they work out the way that I want them to, and I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Alright, I got a majority of my boxes in here. A lot of my most used ones. And then down here I still have my bubble mailers, my 11 by 7.5 by 5.5, and then priority mail boxes that I use when I ship tumblers, which I don't ship tumblers very often. So down here I have my 4x4x2s, which need to be folded before they are used. And then I've also got my 4x4 or 6x4x2s. They're a little bit wider. Great Christmas boxes. They are actually Christmas designs, so I'm going to be starting to use those more often now. Got my 6x6x6, which I had to bend to get in here at the seam of the one fold, which is perfect. My 5x5x5s, which are too tall to stand up, but they fit perfectly at a diagonal. And my 6x4x4 boxes, they fit perfectly stuck in side by side. So now when I come out, I can have like a little post-it note or like any kind of piece of paper. I can stick it right to the side here. And if I have a lot of orders, which yesterday or the day before, I packaged up 13 of 16 orders. I had so many orders that were ready to go out. There's still a couple in the bedroom that I need to do, but I just went ahead and got the boxes prepped for those and ready to go. But I came out here, I had to get 5 of one, 6 of another, 2 of this, 1 of this. Like, I had a lot of boxes. So I had to get, I think it was 6 of these ones, 5 of these ones, and 1 of these. I think it was 6, 5 is 11. No, that would have only been 12. I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Oh, I had a couple bubble mailers also. I had 3 of the one size and 1 of the other, I think it was. But now I can come out here and I can write down 4x4x2, 6, 4 or 6x4x4, 8. You know, then I can just come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, pull. You know, does that make sense? So this is just a lot better of an organization as opposed to them just kind of all being thrown under that cart. In the very, very near future, I'm going to be getting rid of that cart and I'm going to have Tim put it down in the basement or whatever because I just don't use it. Please excuse my nose. I just don't use it. So it's got all of my heat transfer vinyl in it and it's got my heat press on it and everything, but I haven't used my heat press since I made me and my sister-in-law those shirts. I don't need them. Like, I don't get a lot of orders for HTV. My aunt was coming down every summer and getting me, like, having me make her like 8 shirts, but she didn't do that this year, so there's really no point of me keeping it out and taking up space out here when it's already a cluttered mess because of all of Ella's toys, all of Tim's stuff, all of my stuff. and it's just cluttering up the area. And the only thing in it that I somewhat sort of use is I use the drawer to store my diamond paintings. So I do need to find something else to do with my diamond paintings that are not framed, because I still like to do them, but frames are very expensive for the sizes. Like this one here I think was a $40 frame for this one of Ella. The one that I'm doing for my brother-in-law, the Hulk diamond painting, his frame is gonna be $60, which is why I'm glad I got the diamond painting for like, I think it was like 25 or something like that. So I'm still spending under like the $100 limit that the in-laws have set for themselves. It's not like something like that we originally like, we're not like, okay, we're not going to spend over $100. It's just kind of what we've always done. We've always gone right around $100, so I can still get him something for 10-20 bucks and still be under that limit if I wanted to. I don't know if I will, just because it's taking a lot of time to do this diamond painting, but I know in the end it's going to be so worth it. It's going to turn out gorgeous. I'll take you guys in and show you guys the progress that I'm making on it. But oh my gosh, I just mostly wanted to show you guys this this organizer here. I got it on Amazon. It was like 30 bucks, so that's not bad. I have a Christmas gift out there for Tim that's still in its package, which I can show you guys. It's no big deal. The other one's supposed to come tomorrow, along with some lead test, like cotton swab tester things. I'll get more into that here in a minute. Alexa, turn on cubby light. Alexa, turn on cubby light. Thank you. So, the diamond painting for my brother-in-law. It's a very slow process, but that's how far I am into it. You guys can see it next to my head. This has taken me about 24 hours to do. So I don't work on it every night. Especially when I was getting ready for Pumpkin Fest, I was hardly working on it because I was so busy with the printers. But now that Pumpkin Fest is over, I don't have any other craft shows planned for the year. I am just kind of taking a break because I can't be lifting my tables and my canopy and everything right now. But I've got this that I can work on, and I've been thoroughly enjoying it. The colors are great, they're phenomenal, except for all the black. But that's okay. But I've done this in like small sections, and I do like 4 different sections. So like here, then here, here, and over. In each section I do, it takes about 2 hours a night, which is not terrible. After I put Ella to bed and we eat, it's generally 9:30, 10 o'clock. I work on it until 11:30, 12 o'clock. And then it's getting put away. I still have probably 2/3 of it left. So it's probably going to take me a total of like 3 or 4 consecutive days if I were to sit there and work on it. But this is all I've gotten done so far, but I still think that's pretty good progress. Telling you guys, this is absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, so I'm very, very happy with the progress that I'm making on it. It's just slow workings, but it's turning out beautiful. That's what it looks like up close. So, whoops. Now, let me go out and talk to you guys about the lead test swabs that I have coming. So, ouch. Ella had her 4-year visit, her 4-year well check, sometime middle of October, something like that. And they told me she was part of a lead test recall from when she was younger. When they pricked her finger and stuff, the test, I guess, was giving inaccurate results. And so they recalled it, so they had to redo it. Well, when they pricked her finger at the office, they said it came back at a 9 and they wanted it around a 5 at their, like, using their test there. So they sent her for an actual blood draw, and they said that generally it's not even that high, that 9 times out of 10 it comes back fine. So, took her to get her blood test done. Got a call yesterday that said she had a level of 4.2, and in an actual blood draw they want to see it under a 3. So it's still slightly elevated by 1.2. Meaning we had to buy a lead test kit. We looked around at different ones. These ones were pretty self-explanatory. It's like a cotton swab. Like, you guys know those, like, sterilized ones with, like, iodine or whatever in it to put on cuts? You, like, break the one side, it'll run out of the tube in the center and into the other side of the swab. Well, that's like what these tests are. You snap it, it'll run down into the tester, like the one side of the cotton swab, and then you swab whatever. If it stays orange, then it's no lead. If it turns pink, there's lead. Pretty self-explanatory. And it came with 40 swabs, which is a great price, a great amount, because there's a lot of different things that we can test to see if that's where she's getting lead. So we were looking it up last night, and it said about, gosh, please excuse the mess, by the way. They said that it could be in, like, jewelry from China. It could be like actual china. It could be paint. It could be dust. It could be anything. So we have to test a lot of stuff. We have to test our water, which, if it's our water, that's going to be an expensive fix, because Tim just redid all of the piping downstairs in the PEX, so it would be coming from the pipe coming into the house. So we would have to pay to get that ripped up and replaced, which that's not going to be cheap at all. So we'll have to test the water. We'll have to test, like, the paint, which all of the paint in a house is newer paint. It's been remodeled. I think it started to get remodeled in 2010, so it's definitely newer paint, and there should be no lead in this paint, because we were looking it up and we read that the lead paint stopped around 1970s. The only paint that we're worried about is the ceiling out here, because that is the original ceiling. So we're thinking maybe the dust from the ceiling. The only other thing I could think of is the jewelry that she got for her birthday from the one tenant over town. She said she got all of the pieces for like $15, which is, yeah, a good price, but if it's lead, excuse me. If there's lead in it, or on it, or around it, or whatever, we're gonna have to get rid of it all. And Ella absolutely loves it, so that's gonna suck. But we're gonna have to test all of the paint in, like, her room. We're gonna test the paints, which actually there's not even any paint outside. We're still gonna test the soil, which she doesn't play in the dirt. so I don't know where that's coming from. But even like the water, the only time she really uses the water is in a bath that comes from the actual house. So if I give her water in a cup, it's from our water dispenser, the Primo water dispenser, which I'll still test that water just in case. But everything else, like I guess a few things that I cook her, I will use the water filter from the fridge. I never use it straight from the tap. So I don't know what else to like really think of. But tonight, me and Tim are going to sit down and we're going to compile a list of different things that I can test once these test swabs come in. I'm going to look outside. I'm 95% sure there's no paint outside. Because we have like the vinyl siding. We have metal around our porch posts. Our porch isn't even stained, I don't think. I think it's just straight wood. I don't think there's really any paint outside. I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure there's none. But I'll have to test any paint that I can find outside. I'll have to test like the ceiling and stuff like that. Like I said, it's mostly that ceiling that we're concerned about because that's an older original ceiling that was here when the house was first built. So we're definitely going to test the paint on that ceiling. We're still going to test the paint on the ceiling in Ella's room and in our room. We're going to test a couple different toys that she plays with a lot. We're going to test like the tablet case, which I wouldn't think that it would be in the tablet case, but I guess you never know. But stuff that she touches frequently, we're going to test like her sippy cups. We're going to test our water, the soil, just in case, tablet case, her Barbies, like the plates and bowls and cups that she uses. We're going to test things that she's constantly touching because Tim does have some lead solder, but she doesn't play with it. So I'm not even going to obviously test that because obviously it's going to test positive for lead, but she doesn't touch it. And she's never in the room when he uses it. And I don't know. So she has to go back in 3 months to get a redraw done, and I have to call them with the results of the lead test here at home. It'll kind of help us through with that, but like I don't know where else it could be coming from. If you guys have any ideas, please let me know, because obviously I don't want my girl to be unhealthy, you know. Obviously I want her to be healthy and strong and grow big and strong. And they told me to get a multivitamin for her that has calcium and vitamin C, I think it said. And hers has the vitamin C, but it doesn't have calcium. And all the ones that I can find that have calcium also have iron in it. And I don't want to give her any more iron and make it even higher. It's just, like the one she has now, it doesn't have iron, but it doesn't have calcium either. All the ones that I can find that actually have calcium have iron in it as well. And I don't, like I said, I don't want to give her more iron in a multivitamin when she's already too high with iron, if that makes sense. So we're going to have to get it retested. And I told you guys, and I told my mother-in-law, it's been one thing after another. And I cannot wait for Thanksgiving and Christmas to get here because I just want all of this bad to be done and be like happy. But I need to get some cleaning done, and then we're gonna play with Ella. I gotta paint her nails tonight, just all kinds of stuff. So cleaning is the most #1 priority, but I don't want to. I think I might sit down, eat a bowl of Fruit Loops first because I'm really hungry, and kind of go from there. So wish me luck. I gotta get this mess cleaned up. It's absolutely atrocious. I made lasagna last night. That's the remnants of all that. We made Tim an omelet this morning. That's there, plus a couple of the dishes are there. There's just stuff all over my counters because nobody can pick up after themselves. I'm living with 2 grown men that act like children when it comes to picking up after themselves. It's very stressful. So I'm gonna get some Fruit Loops. I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna eat. And I'm gonna read this letter because it says parents of Ella Frantz, Department of Health. So I'm assuming this is about her lead test. So yeah, I'm gonna read this, eat my Fruit Loops, and start cleaning.